Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. I'm Kevin Freeman. We're joined now by head women's soccer coach Lars Anderson. Lars, welcome back to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about the women's season so far. As of today, you're 5 games into your 7-game road trip to start the season. Let me first ask, what crazy person made this schedule?
Well, that would be me. It's turned out over the last couple of years that it seems like one year we're at home a lot, and the next we're obviously on the road a lot, and we're working hard to through some scheduling in 2012 kind of even that out for 2013. But as they say, it is what it is, and we're just going to have to deal with it this year. And so far, we've obviously dealt with it pretty well.
Yeah, more seriously, how did this heavy road schedule fall into place? Was it a matter of, I know that given that there's an even number of teams in the Peach Belt, that every other year you play one more home game, but you've got a lot of non-conference on the road as well. How did that fall into place this year?
Again, it just, obviously the conference schedule is made by the conference, and the rest of it is, again, it falls on me. And I have a lot of faith in our team, and I believe that, road games and becoming road warriors, so to speak, will in the end actually pay dividends because at some point during the national tournament, conference tournament, you have to go on the road and you have to be able to win on the road. So, yes, we're taking a bit of a mental beating right now, spending a lot of time in hotels and on buses and so on and so forth. But I think this will pay off in the end.
Well, you've had three games this week. Let's jump right into them. The first game was against Mount Olive on the 7th. It was a fairly even game statistically, and one that you thought you probably should have won, I would assume. Comment a little bit on the Mount Olive game.
Well, I want to start off by giving Mount Olive a lot of credit. They came out in the first half. They were better prepared than we were. They were better coached than we were, and flat out took it to us. I think we went into that game not respecting our opponent enough, and it really ended up nipping us in the bud. They scored a late goal in the first half, and we have to battle back and score in a corner with less than 2 minutes left in the game to send it into overtime. And to be fair to Mount Olive, yes, I assumed we were going to win that game. I think our players assumed we were going to win that game. But when the final whistle blew, you got to give credit where credit is due. Mount Olive were probably more likely to win that game. We were fortunate to come away with a draw.
Well, Columbus State was on the 9th, your arch nemesis, virtually every year the favorite to win the Peach Belt. You haven't beat them since 2005, but an amazing golden goal in the 97th minute. You're smiling ear to ear already.
Absolutely.
Really sealed the win for you. What were you thinking when Andrea Colen's ball was sailing through the air 30 yards towards the corner of the net?
Well, Kevin, I got to be honest. As soon as she struck that ball, and you can call me crazy, but as soon as she made contact with that ball, I knew it was in. If you look at the video, I think I'm 3 feet out in the field before the ball actually hits the back of the net. It was an amazing goal, and again, I give our team a lot of credit. We bounced back from a disappointing game against Mount Olive, got on the bus, rode 7.5 hours, and said, you know what, enough's enough. We can sit and sulk and talk about how we should have won that Mount Olive game, but now we got Columbus State, and what an opportunity to play them at their place. Like you said, haven't beaten them since 2005. This is opportunity to knocking on your door. You can answer the call or not, and we did answer the call, and I'm very happy for Andrea. She has really put herself in a situation in her 3rd season to be a difference maker, not only on our team but in the Peach Belt. She has worked very hard to get where she is at right now, and she deserved that goal, and it was clearly one of the top 2 or 3 goals in the history of UNCP women's soccer.
Oh, you bet. I've been here almost 8 years now, and an avid soccer fan. I go to all the games, and that goal probably is the greatest goal that I've seen at UNCP so far. It's just unbelievable.
It's fantastic. It'd be difficult to disagree with that statement.
So how does it feel for you and your players to beat them, to get a leg up on them early in the Peach Belt, because you know that they're one of the teams you'll be competing with for the Peach Belt title?
Well, I always, just as with a loss, with a win, it's the same. You spend 24 hours enjoying it, but then you got to put it in the back of your mind and move on. This is the Peach Belt, top to bottom. It's maybe the best Division II women's soccer league in the country. Yes, it's great to start with a win against Columbus State, but now we got to look further down the road and focus on our next game, which obviously is North Georgia on Saturday.
We had one more game. It was on the 11th, out of conference again. Another hard-fought win, 1-0 against West Georgia. You had a goal this time by freshman Lindsey Hunt. You mentioned that the team was tired a little bit after the Columbus State game. You called this on your press conference after the game a blue-collar win. What do you mean by a blue-collar win?
Well, I think it was obvious from the first whistle that we were still feeling the effects of the Columbus State game, and you know, we just had to do it by commission. We just battled and fought and clawed, and we managed to score in a set piece. We were also very fortunate that West Georgia actually got a player ejected in the game. Had that not happened, that game could have gone either way, but obviously we'll take the win.
All right, Coach, we're going to take our next break. We come back, we're going to talk to Coach Anderson about some of the upcoming games for the Lady Braves.